Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and it is Tuesday morning, January the 27th. I'm going to work in my calendar, my desk scatter calendar. Penelope's here. Let's put her up on her throne. She's got a throne of masking tape or tapes. And I've been carving ivory soap. This is my little rabbit. I see some things that I need to do to him, and I'm working on the other side. So we're working on that. I also have a fresh bar that I want to do Ruby Rose. We might start on that. I watched Mrs. Dee Dee Willingham yesterday, and she was pasting pages in a fresh journal, pasting scrap papers in a fresh journal for collage. So I'm going to start a new journal inspired by Dee Dee. This is a blank journal that I've had around. Look, it doesn't fit the paper. That's how it was sewed back then. So I'm going to use it. Maybe I'll fix this with something. And I'm going to call this my paste-a-page journal. And I don't do the wonderful collages that Dee Dee does, but maybe I'll learn something from her, huh? But we're going to start out by just pasting a page. And we'll do a couple and do that when I come online. So welcome to my stream. I have lots that I want to do this morning. So let's get started. Let me get started by going out to my channel. We got 3 of you out there. There's Arlene. Hi, Arlene. Welcome in. I hope you're staying warm. Let me fix my chat to all messages and fix my quality up to 1080 on my notepad over here. Alrighty. So let's start with the calendar, the scrappy calendar. I might need to zoom in a little, and I see I have a reflection wherever it's reflecting from you up here. Up here. I need to put a paper there. How is that for now? And I'll be zooming in anyway, so let me zoom in just a teeny bit. Let me know if things are okay, if I have good sound or not. Arlene says, hi, Meri. Oh. Everybody else is asleep. So I've been accumulating desk scatter, and what I've been doing is I do a page and then I do a page or two prior. So this is the 26th. I missed the 26th. It says, there is in friendship. This is a friendship, the beauty of friendship calendar. And I just got it at the thrift store for $1.50, which is okay. But the little verse for today says, the little journal spot says, there is in friendship something of all relations and something above them all. It is the golden thread, golden thread, that ties our hearts of all, that ties the hearts of all the world. So just by reading that voice, I see some hearts tied with golden thread. So maybe I can find some thread and red hearts of all the world, and I see a world, maybe a couple worlds. Well, that was yesterday's. Today's is God in his ample love embraces our love with a sort of tenderness, and we must tread the way to him hand in hand. Sheldon Van Auken. So that's more of a spiritual verse. Let's start with this. And my sound is great. Good. I'm glad. Let's see what I have in my scraps. I have scraps and bags of scraps. I'm looking for red. Uh-oh, I don't see any red in here. This is mostly white papers. So we'll put that up. Let's see what I have in this other bag. Any red? Do you see any red? Ooh. This was, of course, from probably Jacqueline and Debbie Epps. I kind of mixed things up after a while. Let me see. Could be some Rebecca in there. Well, can I get in there? That's the story. Let's see if I have any. What I have here. Oh, I've got the kitties. Don't think I have anything on the... Yeah, I do. I can't. I'll have to use that judiciously. Red. What do I have that's red? It's not a heart. It's a leaf. You'd think I would have some red in here. I don't see any. Let's turn it over. I don't see any red over here. I see a world. We could get the world. Now I just need red hearts and golden thread. Those are napkins. All right. Enough jiggling around of that. I got the world. Oh, I'm sure I have red here someplace. Let's look in this box. We're looking for red. There's red tissue paper. Bunch of stickers. I don't see any red in there though. Might use him later. It's not a thread, but it's bling. That might tie a heart to a heart. Where are all my reds? She said, I need red. Must have used them. I think I could get a heart out of that. Wow, that's interesting that I don't have, I must use it up. There's a 2. All right. Well, we'll come back to this on the next page, probably. Oh, I've got plenty of scraps. I'm not lacking for scraps. You all know that. Put that up there. I got more scraps here. I see something. This is from Rebecca. I got the sausage red. No, no red. Oh my goodness, where's the red? It's all being used for Valentine's, Mary. I don't see any red in there. Well, we'll keep looking. We will keep looking through scraps. Oh, I see some scrappy red. Just pulled the wrong buckets. I see some red in here. I don't know what it is. Might be Christmas. Looking for red scraps. I'm going to have to be more conscious of my red. That is a Christmas. Oh. Come on, I have to have reds. I got red thread. Here's some more red tissue. That should be enough. We'll come back to these scraps later. All right, let's pick it up, Mary. So I want some hearts. Well, let's cut some hearts. I see a heart in there. A big heart. Might have to cut this one down a little. What if I tore out the center here in a heart shape? Oh. Let's see if I can do that. Oh, we want the negative. Oh, Mary's shaky left hand. My left hand is shaky, and I've noticed it's been getting worse. I don't know. I'm getting older and older. Every passing year, I get a little older. That's pretty good, though. I like that. Let's glue that down. Along the border here. Oh, I've got a torn spot there. Let me put a scrap under this, just there. Scraps. Use up your scraps. It's not quite centered, but we'll take care of that. Now I need to put my hearts. They don't show up good, so they need something behind them. And I've got a red heart here. And got a world here. We won't get the whole world on there. But we'll get a good portion of it. Let's take this end one. Well, I'm covering up the credit. I'm a little bit too much on here, but that's okay. We'll trim that off. I could bring it down a little bit more. Oh. Well, my fabric is going to cover that up anyway. Tissue paper doesn't like to be glued. I'm going to cover him up because I like it up further. The world is not centered. Well, this is not centered. All right, I see. This is not centered. We'll trim that off. Let's take this. See if I can't. Some glue here. It's supposed to be a heart. All these little scraps already. Scraps making more scraps. I hope that your week is off to a good start. This is Tuesday, so we still have the majority of the week left. I have okay. Now, and then I'm going to put a heart here. I don't know if this glue stick will hold it, but we'll find out. And then we're going to put the other heart wherever it floated off to. Here. And we'll draw a heart in there. These are kind of thick. I think I collaged these papers together. I think I can thin them down a little here. Get my finger in there. My heart's a little broken. Doesn't look bad though. I'll mend it. Mend my broken heart. Now I'm going to draw around in there. And let's put there is in friendship something of all relations and something above them all. It is the golden thread that ties the hearts of the world. And I'm going to have to glue this down. It's too big. I kind of wanted it curved. I need my little scissors. I don't know what happened to them. I think I took them out in the other room. Am I going to get glue out of there? There's gunky in there. Come on, bend. Now, I have the number 2. I'm not sure where I want to put it. Let's give this page some definition. clean my mess up here. I'll save that. The itty bitty scraps get thrown. Scraps of the scraps. Scraps of scraps. I don't like when they print this stuff. I've noticed a lot of the printers have been printing in a really light font, a light ink. It's hard to read. I wish they'd use black. This is January the 26th. This is yesterday's page. I'm using up scraps. All right, now I want my darker black. If I can find one. And we're going to emphasize my hearts here. This is inspired by the verse that says, there is in friendship something of all relations and something above them all. It is the golden thread that ties the hearts of all the world. And so I found a world. I made some hearts. This is the golden thread. I have the number 2 that I'd like to put on there. That's backwards. I don't mind it being backwards, though. I might save that for another page. I kind of like it. I'm debating whether or not I should put a border. I guess I'm going to. I ended that debate. All righty then. I'm going to call that done. And let me come out and look at chat. I still have one more page to do in here. Hopefully it won't be as involved. Let me look at chat. Hi, Coloring View. Let me refresh my messages. Top messages. All messages. Arlene says, I just finished and sealed my diamond dot painting. I'm working on the framing now. Oh, what was it of, Arlene? Is anyone crafting this morning, Arlene asks. Hi, Coloring View. ASMR. ASMR. Yes, you get the sound. Good morning, good morning. Hi, Jacqueline. She says she just dyed yummies. Ooh. Ooh. By that, I'm thinking you mean you did some really nice dyeing out there. Yay. Yay. Jacqueline, if you put in your cell information, I will pin it. Jacqueline is Lovely's Crafting Lodge. She sells on Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern. Welcome in, Miss Jacqueline. So I think that's all we have as far as chat. Oh, it's Jesus carrying his cross. Oh, that's so cool. A diamond painting of Jesus. How appropriate. How appropriate. All right. So on the 27th, which is today, we have God in his ample love embraces our love with a sword of tenderness. And we must trust the way to him hand in hand. Hand in hand. Well, I think I'm going to, red is more for February. I think I'll save these things for February since I have so little. Whoops, my number 2 is sticking to the pad over here. Oh, and I tore it. Doggone it. It's stuck. That pad, of all the things for it to stick, it doesn't stick to other things, but boy, that's sure stuck on there. Can't get it off. Wow, that's something. Broke my number 2. Alrighty. Let's see what I want to do. What do I want? I have this. I want to save my reds for February. I have to be looking for some reds. February is right around the corner. I'll save this heart. All right, I think hand in hand. I want some hands. I doubt if I'll find any, though. Let's look at Rebecca's. I got a bag of scraps from Miss Rebecca. Let's just move this a minute. And see what she sent me. So I haven't really looked in here. Oh, there's some pink. All right, we got text paper. Got an old dictionary that says impressive. some pattern paper. I don't think there's, oh, there might be something in there. It's sealed. Looks like there's something in there. Let's open it. Probably nothing. Probably my imagination. What's in here? Money? Nothing. Oh, well. Oh, here. This might be a cool one to put in there. Statue of somebody. I like that. It's an image. Some page scraps. There's another envelope. They fool me. They look like there's something in there, and they're not. I think she gave them to me for the abide with me, hand in hand, to abide. Some text. Love, prayers, and God's blessing as you read throughout the season. Pastor Patricia. Some clocks. Some text. Images. Here's a might be a sticker. Dictionary text, and here's a tape measure. Just think about rummaging through somebody else's scrap box. Mini barbecue. Oh, but look what's on this side. She's drinking. Just think about what fun you would have in somebody else's scrap box. I'm going to start putting these back in the bag. There's a clock. And into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul. Ooh, I like that one. A rug. There's an M. And a postage stamp and a little symbol. Oh, I can't go through all of these. Let's see what's in here. A bunch of small text. I'll pull out one. Some maps. And I'll pull this. Think about what it's like to rummage through somebody else's scrap box. Whee! I won. I was at Dee Dee's yesterday. I stayed most of the time until my brother turned the TV on. I can't watch TV. Can't watch Dee Dee while the TV is blaring. But she had, look, there's a fingernail file. She had a giveaway of collage stuff. Now, this isn't what I'm going to do on the page-to-page journal. I'm going to use bigger, larger. But she had a giveaway, and I won one of them, one of her collage items. So when I get them, I'm going to put them in my page-to-page journal. Page-to-page, inspired by Miss Dee Dee Willingham. Help. Scraps. They're falling all over the place. Boy, Rebecca, I think the larger stuff is down at the bottom. I'm just going to take a handful here. But then I have to see what I'm missing. Here's a pretty flower. She sent a lot of these little tape measures. This is cool. This is perfect for the calendar. Oh. No little postage stamp there. What does that say? I don't know. It's in a foreign language. Nothing stands in the way of will. Well, there's a lot to explore in here, but I'm going to put it back in the bag. At least some of these pieces here. This was well worth it. This was well worth it. Here's a translucent, transparent vellum type thing. Got some alphabet stickers. And what's this? Recipe book. All right. I think I pulled enough to do a page. These could go in the paste-to-page journal. I'll say those out. Paste-to-page. We're going to do that next. See what's on the bottom here. Get these little ones. Butterfly. It's got one wing punched out. Huh. There's a horse. And music. And music. Oh, these are cool. Cool school, Rebecca. I got this bag of scraps from Rebecca. Man, I'll be using these. It's hard to pick up all these little ones. Here's a airmail. That might go in the paste-to-page one. Some. Boy, it's full. There's a lot in here. Japanese, it looks like, or Chinese. What that is, dark. I'm going to say that one out. All these little offcuts. Some ledger paper. Let me get that out. I had to see what was in here. It's like a fountain of sort. I'm getting down there. I tell you, her scraps are pretty interesting. She does some nice things. and music. I'm not going to go through it all. I'm just trying to put it all back in the bag. Here's a little friend. We'll save that off. With some round punch paper. Put that in the paste-a-page. I'm going to have to get a separate box for this. Are kind of hard to handle when they're so stringy like this. I cut my fingernails last night, so I don't have a grip on anything. All right, what's this? Dark paper. Ooh, this is cool. I'll put those in the paste-a-page. These are the larger ones, with some little ones stuck in between. All right, I'm getting there. Let's save those text pages there. Those look interesting. We'll save that out. And look at this. That'll go in the paste-a-page for sure. All right. I'll put my own scraps in there now. All right, this is what I saved out to put on this page someplace. So it's talking about hand in hand. Sort this out. I got friend, the word friend there. Music, ledger paper, some circles. I saved this out for the February. I don't know what I did with February. Put it over there. Got a page here that is a airmail envelope. Some music. More music. Cherish memories with you. That doesn't quite fit on there. My stickers. I like the idea of putting a tape measure here. We'll say one of those out. One that shows up better. Nothing stands in the way of will. This is a little one. I like that little stamp. And into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul. I like that. I'm saving that out. A little sunshine, a postage stamp, a rug. the letter M. Some clocks. Love, prayers, and God's blessing as you read throughout the season. As you need, I think it's supposed to be need. I think that's an N. And I think she misspelled it. I like the abide with me. And I think I like these two characters. And I think I'm going to separate them and put one on each side. So what I pulled to use is this tape measure. I pulled this. I thought I'd cut some hands out of there. It's talking in his ample love embraces our love with a sort of tenderness. God in his ample love embraces our love. Tread the way to him hand in hand. And I'm not sure I can cut hand in hands. Oh. But I like the abide with me. And I like the idea of putting, but now I just need something in the background. I've got a postage stamp. I've got music, but all right. Let's start by, here's my reds. Saving this stuff for February. Let's put it over here. I got to start me a February bucket. And I like the friend in here. So let's start by fussy cutting the little statues. And I might use this text, it's foreign, as background. And he's a little bit chopped off here. And I need my little scissors. I don't know what I did with them. I took them out in the other room. But since they're going to be cut in half anyway, easier to get in there. Telling my hand, don't shake now. Don't shake now. I don't want to cut his crown off. All right, there's the guy. And here's the lady. I'm not doing such a great job fussy cutting this It's kind of hard with these larger scissors. I don't know what I did with my little scissors. All right. So I like the idea of the text. Where's the abide with me? I could put the music up above. Now I need something in the corners. I've got this. I don't know if I want to use that. Maybe I could put text in the corners. The music, the abide with me. I like that just being torn. Tear it a little bit more on the bottom here. And the word friend. And this is layered, so I can pull this off. Hopefully. Oh, look, there's something under it, but another friend word. Can I get that off? I don't have the... I think I can get it. Yeah. Stop trying so hard, Mary. Just use what you have. Get this stuff off of it. Gunk. The gunk. Know if my The stuff was made to be on there. Put friend up there. And I lost her. All right, that's what I'm going to do. So let's get all the, have this little star. Let's get all this other stuff out of the way. Scraps out of the way. These I'm going to put back in the bag, but they'll be at the top. These are things that I pulled specifically to use. I can get a hold of it. Rebecca, that's some good stuff. She sent some good stuff. I got scrappies here. All right. So let's start by I might work with that a little more. Let's start by putting the corners on. Got that little stamp. And the bottom. And I'll come out and chat when I get this done, this page done. So it goes about down to there and about to the fourth one over. So right in here. Let's do the one. Scraps. Use up your scraps. All right. Now let's do this top music up here. I like that in there. I think I'll tear the ends off here though. Let more of the newspaper show. If I could, I don't know if I can now that I've glued it down. Lift this up. And lift this up. Come on. Don't be stubborn now. Now you're not gonna, can't get at the right angle here to lift that up. There we go. Now, let's put this under it. Tear off a little bit more there. Put this one down here. I'll be out in a minute. We'll leave Sheldon showing. And let's put the king on this side. Oops, we covered God up. He isn't going to like that. You can't cover up God. Just the G with your chair. I'm going to snip it off. Where's my scissors? Just need a little snip of his throne here. There. And the lady over here, and she fits. And then the abide with me is going to go in the center. I think I'll tear this edge a little more. It's going to go in there. And then the word friend is going to go up here. And it's got that gooey label stuff on the bottom. I think I'm going to use my glossy accent. Now that I've got it flowing. Pick it up with my fingers. Now, I want to darken January 27th because it doesn't show up very well. Get the little scraps off. That's a pen. Put the cap on my glue. Stick. And let's darken. Well, and now well, I marked across there. Oops. There, I think I like that. I think I'm going to call that done. All right. So let's come out and chat, and I might try to do, now tomorrow is Wednesday, but I think I'll go back. I've got the 25th, 26th, and 27th, 24th. I might do something really simple on the 23rd, but let me come out and chat. Let me come out and chat. Let me chat filter, top messages, chat filter, all messages. What? 3:15? I got my time as 3:15. That doesn't, what? Time zone is off. Chicago, 7:15. That makes more sense. It might be off a few minutes. This phone up above and this phone are off by about 4 minutes. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Kitty Jen. Welcome in, Kitty Jen. Welcome in, Teresa. Hi, Laura. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, Laura in the crafty bubble. Laura, I want to talk to you privately. I'm going to send you a message on Messenger sometime today. So watch for it. She says, good morning, Mary. Kitty Jen. Using up scraps on her calendar. Yes, I am. We're going to have a scrappy calendar this year. I'm trying to get January done. Joyce is here. Good morning, Miss Joyce. I hope all is going well for you over there in the cold part of the USA. Ryan Hall said there might be another blast coming. Just to warn you. You folks over in Tennessee. I think Ryan Hall, you might want to watch him. I think he said, and you thought it was over? Oh, dear. Arlene says, I just finished and sealed my diamond dot painting. So I think I'm caught up. Coloring View was here. And Jacqueline was here earlier. Thank you, Teresa. She says she loves the calendar. All right. I'm caught up with chat. Let's see if I can do one more page real fast. This is the 23rd. See, I've got some page, well, I've got at least one page done at the beginning. And look, he's already ripping out. I'm going to have to fix him. Look, he's ripping. We can't have that. I think because I put this moon in there. Not sure what I'm going to do to fix it. It's this crap here. Let's put a piece of washi and then clip the washi to fit. How about one of these? These came from Rebecca too, I think. I'll use this one. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. But we're going to do it and see if it helps it. Get the tape off of it. I've trimmed my fingernails. There we go. So I want this to fit here. Just fits, almost. And then I'm going to take and snip, if I can, little snips here. I'm not sure this is going to work. Yeah, I took it out. What if I just paste it there? It's all the fault of this guy. And he's hooked onto it. Don't know if I've got enough tape on there to make that work. Enough sticky. I wanted to do another page, but here I am fiddling with this. Can't get my needle is getting dull from the being in the glossy accent. Now, I need to mark. Come on. It's not going to mark it. Might as well throw that needle away. He's dull. He isn't poking anything. Now, I think if I just cut, I'll have enough of a slit to poke in there. And I think it'll stay, but I'm not sure. I don't have the little notch in there. Needs cut a little more. I'm missing my little scissors. All right, let's see if that worked. No, it's pulling out. Well, the other alternative is just to glue him to the cover here. So he'll flip with the cover. I need the little notch in there. I don't have one of those little tools. Do I want to do that? Could glue them this way. But then I lose my page. But that's okay, because that's just junk. I insisted in putting this on there. I'm going to glue them down. One doesn't work, try the other way. I like him there anyway. I like him there. And this is really January 1st here. This is just the inside cover page. What time is it? 7:30. Let's go ahead. I don't know which one of these is the good one. January 1. January 1 says, I still find each day too short. Who feels that? Finding each day too short. I still find each day too short for all the thoughts I want to think, all the walks I want to walk, all the books I want to read, all the friends I want to see. The longer I live, the more my mind dwells upon the beauty and the wonder of the world. John Burkholder? Burke somebody. I can't read the last name. Burke somebody. I can't read it. It's too little. I need to hold it up to the phone. I like that. All the walks I want to walk. What am I going to do? What am I going to do there? Let's do one more page. And do something simple. How about some of those tape measures? That sounds like a good idea. Is that? No, that's just the end of it. Let's do that. What else did I pull? Some music. How about this? Memories cherished with you. Horse. Here's another tape measure. I like the postcard too. I don't think he'll fit on here anyplace, but I might put him on the back. Oh look, here's a clock. That needs to fit. Maybe I'll cut him half and half. We'll see. What else did I pull? Pulled stickers. Let's go with what I have out here. Got some vellum. my half of a 2. The other half is here someplace. A postage stamp for baby skin. Some pattern paper. And some text. What does this say? This is my offering, and every moment I withhold nothing. I'm learning to trust you even when I can't see it, even in the suffering. I don't want to suffer. So what I think I'll do is start out, let's trim this clock. And I think I'm going to put half, I might have to cut the, or I could put it that way maybe. We'll see. Let's trim it out. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm not perfect, so it fits my style. It fits me because it's not perfect. I go out in the other room and get my little scissors. I was working in my commonplace journal and I put them in there. So what I'm thinking is that I'll put half of this clock on this side and half over here. But I got this to deal with. If I cut it like that, see if I cut it here, I'll have a piece like that. I think I'm going to take this off. We'll see if I want to put it someplace else on the... So I'm thinking if I cut it at an angle, of course I could cut it straight and still angle it. But and where's my tape measure? Tape measure underneath of it. Just like that. And then I can put a tape measure down here, and that leaves me with the music on the sides. So let's start with the music. Do I have enough? Let's just fold this in half. Yeah. All right. Put this up here, that there. And we're going to start by putting the music on the sides. Well, you know what? I only need half of this. because I'm only going to get half on there. Oops. I think that'll be okay. It'll cover up. All right. Let's put that on first. This is the last page I'll do today. 3 pages a day is enough until I get caught up. I want to do the Paste-to-Page journal, which is inspired by Miss Dee Dee Willingham. Well, let's put the tape measure on here. Maybe between it or over it. I think I like it over it. And when you do that, there's not much thought to that process at first. And Meri tends to think. Meri tends to want to think about stuff. She thinks there's nothing wrong with thinking. Thinking's a good thing in Meri's world. All right. So I'm just going to let those. Oh, I can bring it down a little, I guess. And we'll do it that way. Oh, no, 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 no. Come up. I didn't mean to put you on yet. I want this on first. All these scraps get in my way. Now, this. Most of this came out of Rebecca's bag today. This stuff is mine. But most of it came out of Rebecca's bag. Bag of scraps. All right, I'm liking that. So let's put the rest of the good stuff back in. I love this one. I love this one. And into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul. I love it. Thank you, Rebecca. Let's see. That can be saved. These can be saved. That's scrap. That's a postage stamp. Scrap, scrap. Scrap. It's all scrap, but there's good scrap and bad scrap, right? That's bad scrap. Got the little timepiece. I'll put him on something else. All right. And I need my pen. Not that pen. Sometimes when you're marking this and you've got stuff under, like I've got stuff over here, it guides my pen to places I don't want to go. I like it. I'm debating whether I want to do the outside, but I think I'll leave it. So that's January 1. And this, I put this one in as the facing page. Let's see if that will, and see my moon falls in there too. But now will this close? Yeah. Well, it kind of closes. It's not going to close all the way anyway, because eventually this is going to be, all of these will fan out like this. And you'll see, it'll be so full we won't know what to do with it, except for let it go in the round. So I'm going to leave that there for a minute. Get on my red dot. And we're going to go work on Dee Dee's, but let me come out and chat. Let me fix my chat filter. Refresh, refresh. Hi, Josie. Oh my goodness, hello there, lady. Josie is from Italy. Are you in Italy now? Are you in Italy now, Josie? Hi, Tina. Mary, do you still have the big fluffy one on display? I think I do, but you know what? I took a lot of stuff down. I had it on display. I took a lot of my stuff down when I was reorganizing so that I wouldn't knock it over. And sometimes I get that big fluffy one confused with my zine journal, which is also in the round like that. It's around here someplace. Ah. You ever get an itch right behind your knee? Right behind my knee. It's like a mosquito went in there and bit it. What does that mean when you get an itch behind your knee? I think I got some dead skin built up in there. Wants to be taken away. Boy, that itches. I'm scratching behind my knee. I'm sorry. I gotta take care of that. Josie, it's so good to see you online. I noticed you were in Becky's chat the other day. It's so good to see you. And Tina's here, and Jersey popped in. All right, let me. It feels much better though. All right. Sorry about that. It scratched. It's probably the cold weather drying out all of our skin. I know. I've been putting so much hand lotion on my hands and they're still pretty dry. Did Becky pop in? Hi, Becky. She said, I can't stay for too long, but I wanted to say hello. Well, good morning, Miss Becky. Hey, Becky, I was thinking about you and Scott. How is Scott's mother doing? How is Scott's mother doing? I haven't heard you mention. You probably have, and I've missed it, but you guys have been in my thoughts with this cold weather up your way. Josie says it's good to be here. Well, it's good to see you, Josie. So glad you popped in. Arlene says, Meri, do you still have the big fluffy one on display? Josie said hello. Good morning. Tina Tomsky says, good morning, Jersey. Arlene says she's having homemade cranberry almond crisp with fresh, I don't know what, oh, fresh coffee. I don't know what coffee is. It's spelled C-A-W-F-E-E. I had to take a second look at that. Oh, you guys, I got a coffee grinder. Oh, I have to limit myself to a cup of coffee in the morning, though. And I haven't had one yet this morning. But, there's nothing like fresh ground coffee, let me tell you. I think it's the taste that lingers in your mouth afterwards. You don't need more than a cup. What about a bomb pop? What would you do for a Klondike bar? Oh, nothing today. It's too cold. Well, I might eat one. What would you do for a Klondike bar? I would. What would you do for a Klondike bar? I do a page in my art journal. How is that? Is that a fair trade? Oh, that J is not my penmanship, Tina. I'm copying what's on the calendar. So I can't claim the J as mine. I just made it darker so I could read it. I don't like how light they print. And I've noticed that some of the books that I've gotten, that list book that I got, I can hardly read it. It's all in light blue. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Don't have the tune, but real feel here in Florida is 28 degrees. That's warm. That's warm for us, Tina. It warmed up to 28. I don't know what it was earlier this morning. It is 17 now. And let's see if it gave it earlier. No, it doesn't give the earlier. But it's going to warm up to 28 today, and then it'll get colder. Colder. It looks like it's going to get down to 16, which is not bad. Tina says she loves coffee. Oh, Becky, send you thoughts and prayers. I've lived with my mother-in-law in the past. It's so challenging. She's still living alone, Becky says, but really shouldn't be. Yeah. I heard you say that around Christmas time. You were pretty worried about her. It was either Thanksgiving or Christmas. Well, you guys are in my thoughts and prayers because I do know what a challenge it can be. And so does Jersey. We are about at level 5 out of 7 levels with the dementia. Yeah. Well, there might come a time when you need to put her in a home if, if she's still around, if you guys can't take care of her. We had to do that with my mother, and my mother lived with me for about 3 years before we put her in a home. But I could not work. I had to support myself. Nobody was paying my rent, my groceries, and my car payments. I had to work. And I could not work and take care of my mother, especially when she got so bad. She had dementia. And eventually we put her in a home, but it was hard on me to let go. And I think I was probably closest to my parents of all the kids because they gave me a home. I lived with my parents for several years, and I got to know them as adults. And between jobs, I would go home and stay with my parents. It's the way Southerners make fun of the Yankees for saying coffee. Coffee! I didn't know that. Well, Becky, just know you're being thought of. She's still hanging on, but things are getting worse. I just can't emotionally handle her. I know, Becky. It's hard. I think several of us understand exactly what you're going through, and you have our... there's nothing we can do at a long distance except for say we support you and we understand. Jersey says, oh, Becky, that's totally natural. I was in the same boat. I ended up getting a few times a week break when some people came in. Yeah, I did that when I lived in Cedar Rapids. I would get up in the morning. My mom hated it when I went to work. It was, like I worked at between 8 and 8:30. I had to be there. And it would get around 7:30 or so, and I'd need to leave. And my mom she clung on to me. She didn't want me to go. Mom, I got to go to work. But I did hire a local nurse to take care of her at least one night a week. I went out and just went shopping, spent some time just to myself. I needed time to myself because I worked all day, and then I'd come home and, I didn't have time to myself. She has taken to hiding her aids, and she can't hear, or her hearing aids, and she can't hear a thing without them. Laura says, Becky, we had that with my mother-in-law's false teeth. She was choking. It gets to be really hard. Josie said, I cared for my father-in-law for 5 years. Becky said she gets so angry. Well, you know what, Becky? She was probably a very independent soul when she was younger. And when you care for her, she's not mad at you. She takes it out on you. But she's mad that she needs the care. Becky said she did all of this with her grandmother in high school with her grandmother. So she knows what to expect. Well, that's good. So us sympathizing you is nothing new. Yeah. Well, just know, Becky, that we support you, and you're in our thoughts. You may not realize it, but I was thinking about you the other day. I think of you guys when I don't see you, when I'm not online. It's true, Mary. The more independent people are, the harder the transition from this life is. Yeah. Now, I wouldn't say my mother was so independent. She was pretty dependent. At one time, when we put her in a home, and I went to visit her, and I got ready to leave, and we were in the lobby. And I was trying to leave, and she grabbed a hold of my arm. she would not let go. It took 3 or 4 nurses to get in between my mother and me in order for her to let me out the door. It was, and it breaks your heart because you love them, but you can't, you have a life too. Look, I still have another. So, Laura says, Becky says, I go in March to be sure they got all the cancer off my eyebrow. I'm sure they will look me for even more spots in the future. Well, I'm glad that you found the one. I'm not even sure I would have had the sense to go in. When you showed us that spot on your eyebrow, you had the sense to go in and have it checked out. I probably said, oh, what's that? Laura says, my mother's been stubborn and independent for all of her life. She has had a few falls simply because of that. And I think she finally gets it now that she has to accept help. And that's hard to do. I mean, that's going to probably be hard for me to do. Although living with my brother, I've accepted a lot of help from him. Except sometimes when he tells me how to peel an orange, I want to do it my way, thank you. I was peeling an orange one day and he walked by and he was trying to tell me a good way to peel an orange, and I was happy with my way I was doing it because I was peeling it. I was doing fine. I get a little irritated when he thinks he knows better. I was out weed chopping one day and he come out and told me how to use the weed eater. And I know whenever I go out and do something, he'll go out and recheck it for me. But that's the way life is. Prayers that they don't find more. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with Arlene. Let's just pray that that's been nipped in the bud, Becky. Jersey says, especially when someone like my mom, who was helping everyone else her whole life, she was a renowned special education director in the state of New Jersey for helping so many disabled kids. Yeah, Josie, men. Men. Oh, you guys. Well, Becky, I'm sure glad you popped in to say hello. And you too, Josie, and everybody else that's in here. Thanks for popping in. All right. It is 8:01. I still have about an hour. So what I want to do, I have several things I want to do, but I'm not going to get them all done. What I want to do is take this. What did I do with it? Wait a minute. Where did I put it? Right here. I was watching Dee Dee. I'm going to have to zoom out a little, I think. Just a little. I was watching Dee Dee yesterday, and she was looking in her, and I've already torn some pages out of here. I'll take these out. But this is an old journal that I have. It's a mixed media. No blank pages. I tore something out in here. And I have these pages that I saved. Now what Dee Dee was doing, these when I was going through Rebecca's stuff. What Dee Dee does, and I'm going to try to learn from her, is that she starts her collages just books by, and I'm not sure I'll do the level that Dee Dee does on collaging, but she'll just go in and she'll paste something down. Like this says, well, I got choice here. I can put this kind of a map or PRINC principles, the something or other. I can't read that. I think I like the map. But she'll just put something down on the page. And then she has something to work from. Now, I don't know. Do I want to... I think I want to rip... I don't like how even this side is. Let's just, and I like the white stuff. Not everybody likes the white when they rip. You rip the other way, you don't get the white. But I like the white. There, I like that much better. Do I want it exactly in the center? No. We'll put it over here. And then you just put one thing down. So I'm going to call this my paste-to-page journal. Now, I probably will not, well, absolutely will not collage in the sense that Dee Dee does. She's a collage pro. But I'll give it a try. And we'll see what, she was flipping through one of her collage books. Well, I would love to have seen her finish, but I had to leave. I can go back and watch the replay. I haven't done that yet. But she inspired me to just start putting stuff down. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, maybe I want to put... No, let's save this. Let's save that. And this is just some scrap that I pulled from Rebecca's. And let's use this over here. This is well, it's two-sided paper. I could do that, but I think I like the airmail envelope. It goes this way. I think I'll put it right in here. Right there, maybe. And it was fascinating. I didn't get to see her finish, so I'm just doing what I saw. Dee Dee Willingham inspired, paste to page. That's what I'm calling this. My journal is the paste to page. And it'll help me use up some of these larger scraps. Like I had a hard time putting that on my calendar. And this is not totally glued down. If I come in and work on this again, I might glue it down a little more. And look at this piece. Isn't that awesome? I could do that whole page here. I need my ruler. I need my ruler. So I'm also following K3N Cloth Tales. Of course, I'm way behind. And she's doing the A through Z slow stitch journals. And 1 week she'll do an A, a capital A. She calls it well, I don't know if she does capital and small case. I don't know if she does that. I do it. That's why I said capital. But, and she'll put on a scroll, and it'll be her prompt. And then she asks folks to comment in the comments of a suggestion for the next week, which is the other A. And so she does one with her prompt and one with the viewers' prompts. And she's on B this week. Just fits. She's on B this week. And she did she's finishing up B. She did blanket stitch for her prompt, and she did this wonderful distorted blanket stitch that she does. It's really cool. And then she did that last week, and this week she did bubbles. She did bubbles. I don't know if I can get enough glue on this before it all dries, but I'm going to try. So I'm still on my A. I finished the first week, which was applique. That's all done. And I'm almost finished with the second week. The prompt was an AUNI, anui. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. There's an anui stitch, and then there's a anui motif. And I got the motif done, and I started the stitch around the border, and I'm probably about halfway through it. And then I'll start on the blanket. So I'm trying to catch up with that offline. I think I'll tear this in half, put half here and half there. That's the way I'm going to do it. And I'll probably have to go in and glue this stuff down more when I actually get to working on it. Now, I don't know if Dee Dee actually worked on a page yesterday. I got to go back and watch her replay. I was so excited that I won one of her collage envelopes. And when I get it, she'll be mailing them out. When I get it, I'll put it in my paste to page. If I haven't, well, I'll put it in anyway, whether I have all the pages filled or not. I'll go back and put in the Dee Dee's collages. I should have put that over a little bit more. That's okay, Mary. So all we're doing now is putting down inspiration or background. And I like it because Mary tends to want to think, even when I'm doing this, which is really simple, I have to think. I'll put one here and one there. I have to do a little bit of thought process. I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking, but sometimes just going and doing it is okay too. And this process of doing this, even though I do try to think of it a little, it's a little bit more free-flowing. I need to push my journal up a little. There we go. Yeah, I'll be having to, although I think these are pretty good glue sticks, these from Walmart. I think they're pretty good. All right, what else do I have here from Dee? Well, this all came from Rebecca. This is all Rebecca's stuff. What if I do it that way? Let's break this one too. Let's do it that way. Well, I guess if I break it, I can do it easier that way. I like that. Looks almost like a keyhole, doesn't it? I can see a big old key going in there. I should get out a wax paper or a glue magazine here. Every time I go to Walmart, I'll pick up a cup, at least one package, sometimes two of these. How do I have this? Had it like that. I'll tip it a little. And I'll put this one like this. Maybe more like, let's tear this one. Be easier to tilt it. Ah, there. Let's do it like that. So I had fun watching Dee Dee do this yesterday. So I said, I'm gonna copycat. And if you look at my shorts, Dee Dee gave 5 prompts yesterday, and I got her permission. I said, would you mind if I did a short off of your prompts? She said, no, go ahead. Do what you want to with it. They're yours now. And so I did a short of a cat, party cat. A party cat. That cat is the host of the party. The prompts were cat, smile, spider web. He's got a spider web hanging from his toe. It was not his toe, his tail. Party hat in 1940s. And so I'm going to go back and finish the other weeks in January. And every week that Dee Dee gives a prompt, I will now, do I want to do this? I think I do. Except it's too big for the page. So let's rip it. And this would be kind of a continuation of this. See, I gotta think about it. How about this one? Not enough. We'll put it like that. I like that. Do I like that? Let's angle it. What way do you want to angle it? This way or this way? I like this way. Now, I haven't done that with Janet Nash's prompts. Janet Nash gives prompts too. And I'll ask before I do. But Dee Dee gave me permission yesterday. So once a week at least, check out I'll put them in the links in a playlist. I'll put the links in a playlist. I haven't got the playlist built because I just got it put up last night. And I'm working on a couple of more shorts that take a little bit longer to work on. They're the Felicity, or one's Felicity, but they're kind of the Fib Diggity stories. They're more Fib Diggity stories. All right, I got a couple more sheets. I like this. But you know what? That's an awful lot of white. I think I'll rip it. Because I got white. I don't know what it says. I hope it says happiness and peace or something. Anybody read this? Can anybody read that? You know, I have this black. That looks good on there. We'll do that. Maybe I'll do it in the center. Looks like it belongs in the center, but then maybe a little off center. Do I like that? I don't like everything so nice and structured. I like to, that gives me room to do something in there. My magazine. And of course, for 1940s, I did a calendar on the wall, a 1940 calendar. And when I did the cat playing with the cat toy. I've had a 1940 living room, and the children were having a birthday party, and the cat was playing with the cat tail, the cat toy, and there was a spider web on the hanging from its tail. And what else? The smile was a prompt. They were laughing. The kids were laughing, having a good time watching the cat shenanigans. So it was kind of a vintage short. It was kind of vintage style storybook form. There we go. I like that. And even though I used AI, it was me telling it what to do. I think I'll put this one here. So it was still my thought process. Let's flip the page. It was more of a storytelling rather than me creating the art. I really didn't create the art. The AI created the art. But you can do art off of the AI. And I think I'm going to start doing my fairy tales in AI, and they'll be completely my story. And I might even do some animated stamps. I need to get back to carving my stamps of some of my AI fairy tale characters. I think that would be fun. Now, do I only want to do half of a page? Or maybe just tear off the... I don't want to tear off the borders. I want to leave those yummy borders. I think I'll do it like this. Now this is a little bit more of a... Got to be careful when you glue on these old book pages. If you get too rough with them, they'll tear. Especially if you've got a tasty glue stick. Alrighty then. Now I probably won't do this all the time. I'll do it now. I might do it a couple more times, but I want to leave room in here for Dee Dee's collages. I've got these. Kind of like it like that. I've got this one left. And I've got some ledger paper. Ooh. Well, let's tear. Where's my ruler? This came from Rebecca. I think I'll take what did I do with the had it just a minute ago. Oh, it fell. There it is. I'll take some of this off. Put it here. That's pretty cool. I can't wait to get I either going to need to get a new printer or I need to fix my printer. It's still on the blink. Now, I think I'll save a couple of these off for next time. And I'm not sure I like those there. I think I'll just put this right in here. His tendency is to want to put it in the center, but if you do collaging, you might want to offset it a little. I kind of like that, and the flow could come this way. I kind of like it there too, because then it has a border that way. I think I'll put it right there. So I'm looking at the double pages. See how sticky this glue is? It's sticky stuff, but that doesn't mean it's going to last. I think I'll move it over just a little. Right in here. So when I work on this page layout, I'll have border around here. So that's all I'm going to do today in this Paste the Page journal. And I'll probably get these in the next week or so. I might do another one before they come. So let's flip. And you could go in and put some color on here too. I might do that next. And fix some of my rough edges here. Whoops. Put some color on the page. We'll do that next on these. We'll put color. And then I'll start again when Dee Dee sends her stuff. I don't know if I can get in there. Yeah, come on. Well, there we go. That's the last one. Paste a page journal. Art journaling. It's fun to do. Now I have two other things I want to do. It is 8:30. I wanted to do my little, but I'm going to hold off on that for now. And this is Tuesday. Probably won't get to it. My soap carving until Wednesday or Thursday. I'm on the rabbit. I need to shave his bottom down a little. He's got a little bit of a hump there. I need to shave this ear down a little here. It needs to be, I need to reshape him a little here. And I'm still working on this side, although I'm getting it pretty good. So he's still in progress, my little bunny rabbit. Soap, ivory soap. And I'm going to do a Penelope. We'll see what other creatures I come up with. Might do a cat, bandit. All right, now what I want to do, I found my Post-it notes. And I want to go through Debbie Epps, one of her collage journals. I did it before. I got two of Debbie's collage journals. And I could also do through one of mine, but we're going to do Debbie's first. We're going to do Debbie's first. And this, let me get these out of the way here. This is the one that I particularly want to work with. This one I'm going to show you because it's so cool. It's such a cool. This is all Debbie Epps art. And I love, it looks like I need to fix that. Let's put some glossy accent on that before I ruin it totally. There we go. I think I can open it. I think it'll be okay. She has these white borders, and she's got words on this side, and she's got white borders, and her art fits into. This is really a nice journal. And see, we could come in and do either the word or the art or a combination and get inspired by her techniques that she uses, like stenciling, numbers, words, maps, balance. This is just a wonderful journal. I forget what I paid for it, but it was totally worth it because it's new. I mean, it's original. It's not, well, it's new in the sense that it's never been published that I know of. I don't know if she published this or not. She could have, maybe. But it goes on and on. And some of these pages kind of stick because they've been in, I've had them in a box. Not too bad, though. Not too bad. I think that was meant to be that way. I'm going to put these up on my bookcase when I get my journals. Oh, and she's starting to alligator out, but it's not bad. I would have been splitting that spine. I don't like the alligators. On something like those calendars, it's okay. Now on here, I'm going to go in and take off all these tabs. Some of them, look, I love what she did to the back. On this, this is a composition book, and she put a ledger sheet on it. But I don't think I numbered these right. So I'm going to go through and take all these numbers out and do it again. And then see, some of them, it's just the nature of art journaling that some of the pages will crinkle, and we're up to 30. I think I started doing it one way and I ended up doing it another way, and I got all off track on this stuff. That's a real tab there. And I'm just doing them so that my numbers can be moved around. They aren't permanent in here. And I want to do maybe Friday morning, do a pick 10. Now this is Tuesday. I should be working in my seasons journal. I forgot about that. And but it's too late now to do that. I want to finish what I'm doing here. Looks like a bug, butterfly. Of some sort of a bug. Debbie Epps sells on Saturdays, not every Saturday. I think it's about every other Saturday. She just had a sale. I don't know when her next sale is going to be, but she was in here the other evening, I think, and she said she was going to do some pre-sale videos. I guess that worked pretty good for her this past weekend. She did a pre-sale video, so folks who couldn't be there, she was worried about the storms and everything. And so folks that couldn't be there would know what she was selling and they could order if they wanted. And that worked really well for her. And she said she's going to keep it up. So I think we're up to 110 here. I could number every page and not have them stick out. Just put a sticky on each one. I like that idea. Is that 2 pages? I think that's only one. It's got a lot of collage. There's a Tim Holtz. This looks like Tim Holtz page. I love this page. So this is Tuesday, so Kathy Bird comes on after me. I don't know who comes on after Kathy in the mid-afternoon, but Beth Schuler will be on. Beth Schuler will be on at 6 Eastern. That's all I know. Do you ever hit those error pages? If you'll be surfing on the internet and you'll get an error and it says something to the effect, something went wrong on this page, and that's all we know. I think there's a couple more pages here. And that's a real tab. And then I have a page there. All right, so what I'm going to do is toss these. And then I have some Post-it notes. Maybe I'll use the green. I'll come back to that. And I have this should go in a drawer. I'll be looking for it and not find it. Have a pen. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to put one on the cover, but I will count the inside of the cover and the back cover. Now the inside covers, I could put a page number on. So I'm just going to go in here and put Post-it notes on every page, and then I'm going to go back and number them. That way, if I miss a page, I can adjust my Post-it notes. That I'll try not to miss a page. And we're getting this ready so I can do pick 10s in the same way that I do the Somerset magazines, only their pages are already numbered. So, and I could do this, whoops, is that too sticky? Or did I just flip it off? I could do this, or you could do it with your own journals, or maybe have a friend flip through their journal for you and learn from their technique. I think and I might break out one of my better journals that I'm more proud of and do this with one of my journals and then challenge you guys to do a page or a tag or something, pick a number and use that technique, like she scribbled in circles around this bird like for a nest. Put a page of text. She's got leaves in here and flowers. This is a very spring-like page here. The green tab goes with it. This was graph paper. No, the original paper was graph paper. I'm trying to put it in the least obvious so that you can see what's going on the pages. I'm not putting them just in the corners. So maybe Friday morning, depending on what I have going, I want to do a membership video with the Commonplace Journal and another thing I have going, and it will be sometime this week. I don't know if I'll get it done today. We'll see. I was going to do it yesterday. My brother went shopping yesterday, and I had the house to myself. Although he doesn't make a lot of noise. Sometimes he coughs and burps and sneezes out in the other room when I'm filming, but this is a cool page. I had the house to myself, and I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I was still working on things, and so I didn't get it done. And I was too tired to do it in the evening. We'll see how many pages. What is it? It's 8:44. I should get this done by 9. So when we play our prompt game, we will ask random org whatever the highest number is. I have a feeling some of these aren't, although these are real post-it notes. I don't know if they're going to totally stick on some of these pages. Might have to put a little painter's tape. We'll see. This is a pretty page. I think she used a lot of stencils in this. Now here's a key. And if you don't have a key, draw a key. If you don't have a butterfly, draw a butterfly. If you can't draw a butterfly, draw... Oh, everybody can draw a butterfly. You don't have to make it the same size. You could do a half of a butterfly on your page and do a shape of a butterfly wing. I don't know if I'll get all these numbered today or not. We'll go until I can't go anymore. More butterflies. But we'll ask random org to give us a range between 1 and how many the top number is. And we'll do like a pick 10, a pick 12, a pick 5, whatever we feel like that day, whatever Meri feels like. I like the idea of doing each page though, rather than trying to count out 10. She's got some vintage ladies here. You could actually try to do an outline of those vintage ladies. Or you could go, if you have a printer, go out to a public domain site. And I think these two are glued together. I think I can get those apart. So what am I going to do this afternoon? Well, there's a tatting class. It's a shuttle tatting. I haven't been as faithful in the shuttle tatting because I just can't get caught up. I'm reading my Charles Dickens book. I should come in here and film that member video. I want to do a member video, and it'll be a video. It won't be a live stream. It'll be an unlisted live that I allow to go public. Because I don't want to cut into anybody's stream time. I don't know who streams in the afternoon. I do on Wednesdays. I got Wednesday covered. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I know Paint Girly comes on after me on Thursdays, and Carol comes on after me on Fridays. but Tuesday and Thursday afternoons and Saturdays, I kind of lose track. Lisa and Tanya used to come on Tuesday and Thursdays, but I've lost track of those ladies. Lisa's been, and both of them have been doing some videos lately. I haven't been watching. I'm about out of, well, I'm getting halfway through. I'm about halfway through the book. It's 8:48. I'll go until 8:55. I won't get these numbered today. Well, maybe I'll sit out in the other room and number them. Take me all afternoon. Ha ha! Wouldn't it be fun to have Dee Dee do this with one of her journals? Dee Dee! Just take a Post-it note and put on every page. And then flip through the pages real slow so that people can see what you did on every page. You know, just say, hold it for 3 seconds and flip and hold it so people can see. And almost everybody can zoom in now, but I don't know if everyone can, but if they want to see a technique or something, they can zoom in. Like there's some squares here. Oh man, wouldn't that be fun to do that with Dee Dee's, one of Dee Dee's. It's fun doing it with Debbie Epps. A quote journal would be fun to do. Anybody have a completed quote? I've got one in the other room. It was a napkin journal, and I think I did quotes on it. It's in that stash room there, buried. It's in the bookcase, but the bookcase has got all sorts of boxes in front of it. But you could do this same type thing. Take a Post-it notes, and there's only one page there. And number your pages with Post-it notes. And then have Random Org pick the page numbers for you and go do pages with those, maybe tags or something if you wrote it. Unless if it's your own journal, you could do tags or envelopes or ATCs. If it's somebody else's journal, you could do their quote. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know if Dee Dee would spend the time. Mary, I got other things to do than sit and put a Post-it note on every page and then do a slow flip, so somebody else can do a a prompt journal of a pick 10. I'm not going to waste my time doing that. You just watch when I flip through a journal and mark it and come back to it. Put a link to it, wherever it was in the time of that video. You could do that. Inspired by Dee Dee. If she's in a good mood, she might do it, but I don't know if I could convince her to do this type of thing. Dee Dee, are you out there? Who's Your Mom is out there. Hi, Who's Your Mom? Hi, Di. Who else is here? Hi, Kimchi. Welcome in, ladies. Hi, Carol, my quiet corner. Good morning, ladies. It's good to see you. Tina Tomsky is here. Arlene Crafter. Josie was here. Thank you, Arlene, for dropping a link to that short. I worked on that. I put thought into that short. That wasn't just a push the button and let AI do it thing. It has Mary's touch to it. Look at that peacock. Isn't that beautiful? Feels like something in there. It's just the texture of the page, I guess. Who else is out there? Josie, Arlene, Laura, Arlene, Laura. Becky says, tear it in half and use both sides. Did I do that? Arlene says, yes, Tina. Yes, ma'am. Mama, if you get out of bed, I will let you drive the car. Mama is going long-term in a nursing home and cannot get out of bed. Sometimes she asks me if I'll let her drive the car around the parking lot. Oh, Tina, isn't that cool? Can I just drive? My mom quit driving at age 72. I'm 74. But my mom hit her 72nd birthday, and the very next day she said, I can't ride anymore. She put her own limitation. She must have known. She must have had a feeling. But she would drive. We had old cars. She'd drive that old car. We lived in a little, almost a ghost town then. My mom and dad owned a house down by the Little Blue River. My dad loved it there. And my mom did too. It was their home. It was a fairly nice house. It was okay. But my mom would drive around the little rural area there. She'd go next door and visit the lady across the river. She'd visit the lady she'd actually walk to the lady a couple blocks away, but then she'd take that lady and her poodle dogs and that she drove with, I don't know if she drove without a license then. I don't think she did it after 72. The lady and the poodle dog, when she still had her license on. I'm just going to say that because that's what I think. I don't think she would have gone 40 miles with no license. I know my mom better than that. Unless it were an emergency. Look, I'm about used up all these. Yeah. Does anybody know how many Post-it notes are on I'll go until just a few left here. And then we'll stop because it's 8:55. And I'll finish this Thursday morning. I want to work on my soap carving. I want to finish this. I'll work in the calendar. I need to work in my January passions. I think I've only done one page in that, and there's how many weeks in January? 5 weeks. So I got 4 pages to do in that before the end of January. I think this is the last one. One more. There we go. I used up all my little tabs and I still have that many pages left. So we'll finish this Thursday. So let me come out and say goodbye. Kathy Berg comes on in about 3 minutes. Let me go down to the bottom. Whoops. Kimchi says hi. Di says hi to Carol. Carol said hello there. Messy Palette says, hey, Deb. Who's your mom? Must be Deb. I'm spinning. Is anybody else spinning? There. Oh, you guys might be spinning. I'm spinning. Hi there. I had a real problem with it the other day. Kimchi says, this journal makes a great paper sound, doesn't it? Don't you just love... Well, it's been packed away in a box. So some of these pages got pressed together. It had books on top of it. Hi, Carol, and Kim, and Tina. Have a great day, Josie. Josie had to leave. She says, gotta go. Bye. Arlene says, Mary's prompt short. I think I'm caught up. Arlene dropped a link to K3N Cloth Tales. I'm putting the final touches on a Valentine jersey, says. A Valentine wreath for my sweet elderly neighbor. Oh, how cool, Jersey. Jersey, I want to send you a message if you're out there, maybe later today. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. Kathy Berg comes on next. Have a good week. Have a safe week. Hopefully the worst of the storm is over, but there might be more coming. So if you're in that zone, take care. And like I said, Kathy Berg comes on next. I will be back Thursday morning at 6 a.m. But don't forget Wednesday. Becky will be on Wednesday. She usually comes on, well, if she comes on, she comes on Wednesday. I think she changed her time to a little earlier, around 11 or so. I don't know for sure. But she comes on between Dee Dee and somebody else in there around noonish. I'll have to find out the exact time. And Devin, I think, will be on this week, Wednesday afternoon. I won't be able to attend because I've got a tatting class this week. Wednesday evening, I don't know about Wednesday evenings. So I'll be on Thursday morning at 6 a.m. Have a great week. Go do some art. Go find a journal and do the page numbers. All right, I got to quit yakking and sign off. Bye, everybody.